Okay, this is Jack Downs with a little run through of the SUNY Create cloud system, which is going to be how you could, for extra credit, post your resume to essentially have it on the internet. It's a web hosting system. It's generally free for lots of stuff. And there will be some cost for some things, but you don't have to pay anything for what you're going to be doing. So don't pay anything for anything. Okay. Um, so, what can you do? Well, it might be a little hard for me to show you some of this because I've already signed up, so that I don't think I can go through the whole sign up process for you, but I'm going to try to sort of show you. You first go to the SUNY Create Cloud site, which there's a link on Moodle for. That's probably already saw that. You ignore the stuff down there about getting involved. Click on Get Started, and it's going to take you to a site where you are going to log in using your you just select the campus, Plattsburgh, Plattsburgh, and you can tell it to remember campus if you want, if you're on your own computer, for instance. And then you give your normal kind of login screen for SUNY Plattsburgh, probably. And you can use all your normal SUNY Plattsburgh stuff, okay? And then you'll probably have to do to duo sign in, normal stuff, all that kind of stuff, right? Good. And eventually you will get to, it's going to take me right to my dashboard, okay? But you will probably have to go through some more sign up process. What will that look like? Well, let me show you kind of. If we go to the help docs, we can look at the getting started. And it does talk about choosing your domain name, and that is actually one of the things you'll have to do when you sign up. It'll probably just be your name, and your domain will end up being your name, like mine's Jack Downs, at, I think it's SUNYcreate.com, something like that. I'll show you in a minute. And you'll see it when you're doing it. If you want something else, we'll think about what you might want, and we will probably have a domain name discussion already. This is not a completely your own domain. It's using the SUNY system, so the SUNY words are in there already too. So it adds into their domain. It'll probably, but maybe for this exercise, it probably makes sense to just use your name, and your name will probably be fine. It probably will not have already been taken in this system. But if it is, of course, then you have to come up with some other version of your name, or your first initial and your last name, or a nickname, or something else that you can live with. So you will have to have your domain name. It talks about signing up by getting started, and then you log in with your own organizational account, yes, and then you choose your domain. I don't know if it's going to say stateu.org there, but there's a choice for a free subdomain, which is what you're going to do. The free subdomain, not you could get some special $12 a year domain if you want to buy something special. Don't bother doing that. Just get the free subdomain. And then you click on continue. You're going to review and check out. You get congratulations. It'll redirect you. The option 2 is to buy a high-level domain name, and I suggest you do that. And then it will take you to your cPanel, or the dashboard, which are kind of the same thing. You may have to do another login too. But once you get logged in, eventually, it will be pretty seamless, like any other college function. That when you're logged into the computer, you won't ask you for another login. If you're logged in for your email or something, it should be there normally. Which is why, if I am back on the main page, I'll go there now, and this is where you normally might start, and I click on dashboard. Okay, I'm not going to have to go through all that login process because I've already done it once, all that setup process. You will already do it too. And one way or the other, through that process, or later by going to the main site and clicking on dashboard, you will get the dashboard, which I've noticed is a little slow coming up sometimes. The whole system is not that fast, but it seems pretty useful. And you see my domain name is this, JDowns. Oh, I did first initial last name, JDowns at SUNYcreate.cloud is what it is. So I can actually see what my website looks like now. I just click on that, and actually I took the the website that I had already hosted someplace else with all the sample resumes and stuff, and I stuck it here. And it works fine, just like it would have there. Okay, good. Okay, that's where you can see it if you ever forget what the heck was my URL. There it is, okay? And there's other basic stuff here. You see they give you a lot of space. I'm only using a little part of 1 gig that they give you to start with. So there's a lot of space there. Okay, so what are you going to do? You get this thing, all these choices. Look, you could look through the help documents. You could find out lots more stuff about each of these things. But what you're really going to do for us, for this class, and anytime you just wanted to simply host a simple files that are just HTML and CSS, you would use the file manager. So when I go into the file manager, mine is going to look different than yours because I've already added some things. But the key place you want to go to is, you want to go to the public HTML. That is your what you would think of as your website. I could click on the plus here and see, or click on there, and sorry, it's not FTP, sorry, HTML. Okay. And then you would see, well, I've got all this stuff in here. Well, of course I do, because I have posted an entire website with all those sub-websites of all those things. And I have my index here, and there it is. You will probably have some other stuff there. Even before you start, you may see there is a default.html. If there is, you'll want to delete it. Well, how do you delete things? How do you create things? It's very simple. You see where you are. Right now I'm at, this is the root level of the website, the public.html, right? It has a CGI bin folder there, which you can ignore. Just leave it there, it's fine, it won't hurt anything. It has some other stuff here, bg.jpg, I don't even know what that is. It's probably there on yours also. And a jQuery backstretch, those won't hurt, leave them there. If there's a default.html, you want to get rid of that, because you're going to put your index here. And then you're going to repeat your entire folder and file structure. So how you do that? Let me make up a new folder, for instance. I could make sure, as long as I'm clicked in my public, I can use all these tools here. A new file, a new folder. So you usually either just upload a file, and then you have a drag and drop area, and then go to your wherever your files are, and mine was here. Oh no, I didn't put it there. Sorry. I put mine in. There it is. My stuff. So these are the files that I had ready to put in there. Like, you will have the stuff that's inside your root folder of your final resume. I'm just going to copy this. All right, and I'm just going to copy and paste. It's going to paste as a copy. I'm going to call it index 2. Now let's say that was my index file. You have an index file. I already put one up there, but I have an index 2. I would just drag and drop that in there. All right. Now notice that it calls this a cPanel file manager. That's what that is. That's where we are. Every time you click on something, it makes a new one. It gives you the option to go back, though, but now I still have 2 of them open. So you have to get used to that. You can always close this one, you go to this one, but then my new thing wouldn't show up here. So I would have to go back to public again, and then it shows up my index2.html. What my choice is here, I could download that or anything from here. So your stuff's going to be able, you could go get copies of it again if you lose it. I could rename this here. Okay, yes. I could delete it here. I could move it from one place to another. If I had it in the wrong place and moved it into a folder, I could copy it here. But also, I could make a new folder here. Let's say my folder was images. And I'll create a new folder. And now I have a folder called images there. I want to go into that folder and put something in there. I could just double click on it here, or I could have clicked on it here, same thing. And it's empty right now, but of course then I could upload something to it and drag and drop the thing there, right? It's made yet another one of those as a result. On the other hand, I'm going to go back to my public.html, or if I'm ever in the home, I could just click on public.html here, double click on the icon, not the name, And now I say, oh no, I didn't want that stuff. I want to delete that. Well, I can just select that. Of course, I can just say delete. It'll ask me if I want to. I could skip the trashing permanently, but I'll just say confirm. And it's gone. And that new images, empty images folder, I said I didn't want that. Or maybe I wanted to rename it or something. I could do that too. And I could just delete that, as I will do now. Okay, so the idea is that you are rebuilding your whole structure here of your website, and the fact that your index is on the root level, and you don't have some other default file there, like a default.html, which may come automatically, which you want to get rid of if it's there. The fact that that's there, and you use the same exact structure, means it all should work just the same as yours did, and as mine does, as I showed you, because that is the site that is being hosted on JOU317 Create Cloud. I hope that pretty short little description works for you. Any problems or questions, let me know, as we are moving over the system and it can be kind of new for us.